All right, so what you'll find from time to time at the store are whole untrimmed beef tenderloin on sale. So that's a really good time to scoop a few up, and with just a little bit of know-how and a few tools that you probably already have hanging around the house, you can trim them up and cut your own steaks, save a lot of money, freeze some, and have several dinners, saving a little bit of money on a really premium steak. All right, so here's how I like to do it. So I have my whole beef tenderloin. I know this probably scares people, but it's not that scary, trust me. But I do like to put my meat cutting board. It is important to keep your meat cutting board separate from your other cutting boards for sanitation purposes. I like to put that in the biggest sheet pan that I have. This will catch any dripping. Here's where my finished steaks will go. This bowl is for trim. I have some paper towels here just to keep things dry, and my sharpest flexible fillet knife. All right, this is the hardest part. You can see I'm starting with the thick end so that I can just remove this whole tenderloin, and the bag will catch a lot of the blood that's gonna fall off of it. To be honest, this is the hardest part. So that goes right in there like that. Whoop. You're gonna get a little dirty, but that's okay. Not gonna touch anything. Perfect. Okay, now I'm just gonna dry this off with a paper towel. You don't wanna be working with a really wet piece of meat. That's one way to cut yourself, so make sure it's nice and dry, pat it dry. Okay, now we're just going to start removing fat and trimming it up. Don't rush, take your time on this. Go slow, play some music, listen to a podcast. I find it to be quite therapeutic. Now, what you'll notice is on a tenderloin, you have two parts. You have the beef tenderloin that goes from very, very thick on this end, sort of tapers off on the end, and then on an untrimmed one, you'll have this part here, the chain. We're not gonna throw this away. This is great for grinding. You can make it into burgers. You can trim it up and make it into a nice stock. You can roast it. That's good stuff. So trim it on all sides. Get any hard pieces of fat out of there. Here, for example, you can often just pull some of this fat off. You don't even need a knife. And when we pull it off, we're going to expose this silver skin here. So this is the part that takes the most practice, but it's really not hard to do. So using the tip of the knife, we want to start removing this, and slow and steady. Start with a small part like so, lift it, and then very carefully slice away to the end. You don't want to waste any meat here. We just want to get rid of that silver skin. So slow, small strips just like that. Okay, and on the underside, do the same thing. We're just trimming it up, and don't worry, this trim is not going to waste. We're going to grind that up for burger meat. You can make meatballs with it. You can make bolognese. All right, so that's really all there is to it. I've cleaned up the underside here. You can leave certainly some of this marbling here, and on this tapered end, of course, that's gonna get a little bit thin for steaks, so somewhere around here, I like to cut that off. And on this end, let's just clean that up a little bit. This also can be turned into stir fry or mixed into our ground beef. All right, now this is all nice and trimmed up. And you notice on the thick side, the Chateaubriand side, it does kind of open up like this, so it's nice to tie these ones into steaks. So I've just got some butcher's twine here, and the way I'm gonna tie it is I'm just gonna go right in the center, tie it once, tight, not too tight, because the twine can actually cut these steaks. And then we're gonna tie it into a double knot, and then just cut that off like that. And then we'll just repeat that. All right, this end's tied, we're ready to cut our steaks. So I'm going to cut right here. Okay, these will be our smaller steaks, and these will be the big ones. This is basically a little roast now that we are going to cut into nice steaks. Make sure your twine is even before you start cutting into it. So flip it around, look at the bottom side. All right, these are the big steaks. Check those out. Those are nice and large. These ones are gonna be a little bit smaller. There you go, a beautiful beef tenderloin broken down into steaks of varying sizes. And look at all this trim that we have on the side, just waiting to be made into fresh burgers. I'd say for just over $100, this is a pretty nice haul. And certainly you're getting a much better value than if you're paying somebody to do the cutting for you.